Coming in from the right. Good morning, folks, and welcome to Snow Church for Thursday, March 9th. Yes, Thursday, March 9th. See what happens when you become semi-retired? Don't really know what date it is. What a wonderful feeling. Anyway, at any rate, sans the glasses, where are we? Where are we? We are in beautiful, scenic downtown Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Yes, folks, home of, I think, at least it used to be Hewlett-Packard. And then just down the road in Chippewa Falls, home of the famous Leinenkugel Brewery. Yeah. I go through this place a lot on my way down to the Mayo Clinic. Any rate, it's snowing ever so lightly. I will show you on the radar. Eau Claire is right about here. And so a lot of what's showing up on the radar is not reaching the ground. This would be reaching the ground. This ball back here is reaching the ground. So we got snows coming to the Midwest. Yes, we do. Sounds like I was going to jump into a musical, but the only musical I like is the Blues Brothers. Here's the snowfall over the last 24 hours. Not much to write home about. Pretty quiet. Even out west, nothing really too dramatic. Some 6 to 8 inch totals in the Central Sierras, I guess you could say. California Sierras. Now, on to the forecast. Boom, ba-dum, boom. Here is the I always want to say GFS. Here is the European model. And starting out today, we see how the snows start to fill in across the Dakotas and Minnesota and Iowa and even Wisconsin. Look at that. And this is by about midday tomorrow. Actually, this would be more like midday tomorrow. And then that is about early morning on Saturday. And that's kind of when all the snows will be over with this here system. And so you get an idea of the layout, at least based on the GFS of the snowfall that's going to fall across the Midwest. Now let's go to that GFS model, that bad boy. I do this and then doo-doot. Same thing. Let's go to about 6 on Saturday. A little bit more aggressive with the snowfall in southern Wisconsin. But overall, the idea is pretty similar. We kind of jump between the two. And they're pretty similar. I suppose I could move this one that way a little bit. And then the maps would be closer to each other. And move this one down. Yeah, that's pretty darn close. See that? Not much of a difference. So then, let's just take her out beyond, come on, man. Take her out beyond the wee morning hours of Saturday, because there are more snows coming. Here comes another one for late in the weekend. And this is odd. I'm staring at this map going, what the heck? Because this doesn't appear to match up with, but it's got to, because it's fresh, right? 0Z on the 9th. Okay. Just I don't remember the European wanting to put that much snow into the UP. But this would be by Monday late afternoon. And then cranking it all out. Things are pretty quiet through the first half of next week. And then there's this job that comes in and hits the eastern Dakotas and then up into Canada pretty hard. I guess northern Minnesota as well. The unfortunate thing is, I'm going to use my pen here, if I can, draw. Well, must have done something to the board, but south and east of a line from about here. Actually, you know what? Someone gave me the suggestion to use we should cut to a commercial break is what we should. Okay, and we're back. All right, so I'm going to do something a little dangerous here, but I tested it. Any rate, south of about, that's not showing up. Never mind. I have a wet dry pen, but it's red, and all it's doing is making the board freak out like that. So, but at any rate, rain is what I'm trying to say. Rains to the this is really turning into a nightmare, and it's really starting to tick me off. Somebody give me a Snickers. All right. So south of that line and east of that line, primarily rain. This is at the end of next week, like Friday, Saturday. So long way out in the forecast. I'm not going to be too worried about it just yet, but could spell the end for some places like central Wisconsin and stuff that get the snow here today and then again later this weekend. So we'll just watch. The European is alone in its thinking on this system, so that's another reason why I'm not all that worried about it. The GFS doesn't show it. In fact, I'll show you what the GFS shows. And we did just jump to that. So let's ramble on. Okay, now we're into early next week. So this is kind of the weekend snows right here. And then pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. Some snow is coming in. Really, just a teeny bit of snow towards the end of next week. And then La La Land. I did cheat and looked at La La Land. So let's go to La La Land. Nothing much. Except for that bit of streak of snow right there that would be coming in on, about the 22nd it looks like. But remember, it's at La La Land. Oh yeah, there's another streak of snow there by about the 24th. But at any rate, what I want to do now is jump to this map, expand it a little bit, like this. And this is the European zoomed in. And I can actually show the amounts. So as of Friday, you've got about this is Friday, well, midday Friday. About 8, is that 8 or 6? 6.5 Milwaukee, 5.5 Madison, 2.6 in Bruce Crossing, 3.6 La Crosse, 4.3 in whatever that is. I'm not really sure. It's south of Houghton Lake, that's for sure. So that would be the outlay for the GFS. And then we go through the weekend and pick up a little bit more snows, maybe a lot of bit more snows actually. Excuse me. This would be the wee morning hours. Well, let's just go to, you know what, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you, for those of you showing up to ride in time for Saturday morning, this is about the new snowfall expected. And then we go through Saturday. A little bit of snow is coming in from the east. This would be Sunday morning. So a couple of inches or more up in these areas. I've got it on my maps too, by the way. And then this would be by Monday morning. So you've taken Bruce Crossing, that used to be at 2.4 to 10.5. So it's looking like you might be riding in some snow. Nothing exceptionally heavy, but basically further south you go from Lake Superior, the heavier the snows this weekend will be. And then, like I said, just run it right on through, and we'll pick up the snows from that questionable storm right there by the very end of next week. Got International Falls at 29 inches, just to the southwest, 31. Duluth, 28. Up here towards Winnipeg, but 36 inches of snow up there in Canada. Did the same thing with the European. And here is starting Friday morning, and then we could just watch some more snows fall through the weekend. Here's mid-morning on Monday. And then this is towards the end of next week. So I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to choose my precipitation products and go to the 24-hour snowfall accumulation, because I think that's kind of a cool map. Shows you basically how the storms will be progressing through any area you choose. So there goes that one. Here comes the weekend one. And then fairly quiet for a while. And then, yeah, we're starting to get into La La Land. So I'll do it slower. Here is the next 24 to 36 hour snows. Coming in like that. And now we're at Saturday morning. Right here. Things pretty quiet. And then we roll out the barrel for the next one, Sunday morning. Monday morning, and then donezo. So, got some snows coming today, finishing up tomorrow. Then more snows later on Saturday into Sunday. And then questionably quiet for most of next week. I say questionably because the European does see that system by the very end of next week to bring rains to most of the Midwest and some snows to the extreme Northwest, really more like the Dakotas and northwestern Minnesota. So we'll see how that plans out. Temperatures really not to do anything too crazy still. I think over the overall sense of the scheme of things, we may see temperatures just slightly ticking up, with the average ticking up of temperatures this time of year. But still, I don't see any major meltdown unless that European rainstorm kicks in. But that wouldn't be so much because of warm temperatures, it would be because of rain. So what was it? Last week at this time I was saying we got at least 2 weekends of decent snow to play in. Still looks to be the case, because last weekend was pretty decent. This weekend might even be better because we're getting fresh ahead of the weekend and then also late in the weekend. And temperatures to actually run maybe a little bit below average the next couple of days or through the weekend, with the freeze line not making its way into the Northwoods. So all in all, a pretty good scenario here as we creep through the month of March and get ever closer to the season's ending. But then you know what happens? It becomes side by side and ATV season and fishing season. So I'm not going to do snow church for that, but I'll be out in the boat. And if I can coax one of my neighbors to get a side by side, I'll be out in a side by side too. All right. That does it for today. Have a great Thursday, everybody. I will talk to you again tomorrow on Friday. I'm going to stop singing because I can't sing. And keep those sticks on the ice, smiles on your face, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Hey, yeah. That's not far enough north.